Hi everyone, I welcome you all to this webinar on cracking the code of software development with Abhishek Raj. Let me tell you a few things about Abhishek before we start. Abhishek is a highly skilled data scientist with a degree in computer science from the prestigious Institute of IIT. He's contributed significant precious industries and business with a proficiency in machine learning, statistical modeling, data analysis, and visualization. Abhishek has worked with leading companies such as Samsung, Jaguar Land Rover, and is recognized speaker through thought leader in the data science community. He's a valuable asset for any team or organization seeking growth and success through data science. Now, I will just pass to Abhishek to go on from here.
Thank you. Thank you, team. Thank you for having me on today. And cool, guys. Very good evening, everyone, again. Why is understanding the code of software development important? Okay. Imagine it like understanding the recipe for your favorite dish. Okay. Like if you know the recipe, you can cook it well. Okay. Whenever you want. And you can even make it better or adjust it according to your taste. Okay. Similarly, understanding how software is built gives you the power to create, modify, and improve software. Okay. In this particular session, we'll be going through few slides. Okay. We'll start with understanding the software development process. Okay. Now, software development lifecycle, that is SDLC. As you can see on your screen, I have mentioned the few pointers on the screen. Life cycle is like a step-by-step process of building a house. Okay, it includes everything from you can imagine like what kind of house you want to actually moving in. Okay, similarly in software, SDLC is a journey from having an idea for a particular program to having a working software program. Okay. Now think of requirements gathering and planning as making a shopping list. Okay. Before going to the store. Okay. We all make shopping list while we go with shopping with our family, with our friends, with our uh, colleagues. Okay. Now you need to figure out what ingredients you need, and how much of each you require. Okay. Correct. Now in software, we gather all the details about what the program should do. Okay, and plan how to build it. Correct. Now when you build a car, okay, I'm taking weird examples so that you can get an idea on these things. Like I'm taking very different examples to make sure that the complete software part is you understand till the end. Okay, where you create a blueprint. In software, there is a design phase where you create a plan for how the software will look and how the software will work and what are the functionalities the software will have. Correct. Now imagine building a robot. Okay, we are building many things here. Okay, imagine building a robot. You first put all the parts together. That is called development, and then test it. It can do like what all things it can do and what it is supposed to do. Okay, that is called testing phase. And finally, you turn it on and use it. That is called again. That is called development. Oh, sorry. That is called deployment. For example, I'll take this example again. There is a robot. You build the robot. This is called development. You test the robot. Okay, what it is supposed to do. Either their its hands are moving perfectly, its legs are moving perfectly. He's doing the action he is supposed to do. Okay, all those things. If the robot is doing perfectly, okay, then you turn the robot on and use it. Okay, this is called deployment. Okay, the same goes for a software. You build it, make sure it works correctly, and then let people use it. Okay, then you deploy basically. Okay, some software is like a living creature. Okay, that keeps getting better and better over the time. Okay, it's like a plant that grows and you trim it and care for it regularly. Okay, this is called debugging process, and there is things that you need to change. Yeah, so we call this as iterative and agile development. Okay, just like we care the plants and we do it on the regular basis, we call it an iterative and agile development. Okay, we'll understand the difference between them as well. Okay, it means we keep improving the software bit by bit, by instead of trying to make it perfect all at once. Okay, so it's all about doing iterative and agile approaches to the development. Okay, so with this we have covered the four outlines of understanding how the software development process works. Okay, cool. Let's quickly jump to the next part, and we can come back on this particular part again if you have any kind of doubt. Now, what are the best practices in software development? Okay, so clean and maintainable code is like having a dirty and organized room. Okay, tidy and organized room. Sorry, it's easier to find things. Okay, and to think and to move things around. Okay, in software, clean code is easier to understand and fix it something goes wrong. Okay, version control. If you see on the left hand side bottom, you can see a good image of it. Okay, this is called version control. Version control is like keeping track of the changes in the story. Okay, for example, if you write a book, okay, you want to see what you wrote on different days, and even go back if you don't like the new part. Okay, in software, in case of software, okay, version control help us keep track of the changes and work together smoothly. Okay, third, we can go with coding standards. Now, coding standards are like grammars for writing. Okay, when everyone follows the same rule, okay, it's easier to understand each other. Okay, in software, coding standards make sure all developers write code in a consistent way. I can tell you few ways. Okay, how we can how I keep my code clean and maintainable. Okay, one of those ways is for example, uh, you can say descriptive names. Exactly. I was coming on to this. Thank you, Jusna. Descriptive name. For example, a particular variable is telling you the weight. Okay. Generally, what the habit I have seen of the developers, they write weight with W. Okay. Or maybe there is a good developers like W. Some developers like W. Some developers like give random names like A, B, C, X, Y, Z, kind of. Okay. So giving a descriptive name. Okay. Writing down the comments. Okay. Also in comments, some developers don't write about the variables they have defined. Okay. Some people write the comments about the functions they have defined. Okay. We should also focus on the variables definition, okay, or the for loops that we are using, or the functions, or any kind of functionality layout, whatever we are adding, whatever functionality we are adding in the code, we should write the comments about that. Okay, so that we should consider that the other person will definitely not have an idea about what our code is. Okay, so structure and consistency and making the good right choice of the name of the variables, okay, and commenting, these are some ways where how which we can keep our code clean and maintainable and can be reused by other developers on very large scale and in a very short span of time. Okay, now uh, there are also some coding standards, okay, that are just like grammar rules for writing. Okay, when everyone follows the same rules, it's easier to understand each other. Okay, in software, coding standards make sure that all developers write code in a very consistent way. Okay, so there are some set of coding standards, okay, that we or coding reviews that we need to follow, okay, and that can help us. So great. Then the other part is documenting and comments are like writing instruction for a board game. Okay, let's say you are playing a board game with your friends and family. Okay, and there are some rules, like for example Uno, right? We all have played Uno. Like how many of you have played Uno. Okay, Uno. And there are some set of rules that are fixed, and we play the game with the rules. So that's the documentation and comments are. Okay, they explain how to play and what each piece does. For example, in chess. Okay, in software development, in talking about in software development and software side documentation and comments explain how the software works. Okay, so others can understand it and use it correctly. Okay, so it's very important. So in GitHub, when we create repositories, okay, uh, there is a by default README file that automatically gets generated. Correct? There is a by default README file. Okay, so it's a kind of documentation. Okay, let's say I'm your collaborator. Okay, we both have collaborated. Okay, and there are some changes that you have made. Okay, and I have not made those changes because ultimately we both are working on let's say you are working with your colleague on a particular project. Okay, now there would be some feature that you have edited, you have created. There are some features that your colleague has made. Okay, but uh, keeping in mind the perspective that I have created some feature, you have created some other features. Let's say I'm sitting for an interview, okay, and I have to, or maybe stakeholders I'm sitting in front of, I want to explain our project. Okay, so in the end of the project, okay, I have developed some features, you have developed some other features, but both of us should have the idea about the complete product. Okay, may not each and every feature, okay, but at least some overview or some idea about what each feature does, how each feature has been created using which tech stack, or what were the a bit difficulties, or some definition about the feature, what this feature does, why it is helpful, at least some basic idea of each and every feature and parts of the software is what is required. Correct, guys? So it helps your collaborator to understand the project in a better way. Okay, forget about collaborator at this point. Okay, let's focus on you as a developer of the project itself. When we have a README file, okay, with us, our life would become very easy. Your life would have become very easy. Okay, you would have simply gone through the README file, and yeah, you would have got the complete idea about the project. Okay, but yeah, we have not made that README file, so yeah, it is now it's problematic for us to go back and understand that project. Okay, cool. So this is the importance of README file. README file are very important. Let's take another example. For You have told someone else to take this function. There is some functionality that you have implemented. Okay, and you have asked someone else to like use this functionality. Okay, from your GitHub. Take the functionality from your GitHub and use it in their project. Okay, but while looking into your code, he is not able to understand. Okay, because there can be many reasons. Okay, your code is not properly following the coding standards. Your code is not having comments. Your code is not having a readme file. Okay, your code is not properly documented, in short. Okay, so your code is not as per the rules of the software development. Okay, your software is not par with that. So yeah, that's a problem, you see. Okay, cool, guys. I hope you understand the complete part and the best practices we should follow being in the software industry. Okay. And we in the industry as well, we follow all these things. Uh, let's look into some strategies for successful software project. So software development is very easy concept. Okay. You just need to figure out, you just need to take real life example. You just need some example to relate it with. Okay. And once you have got an idea about how things work, okay, the things become very easy on this side. Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, guys, let's study about strategies for successful software project. Now let's start with project management methodologies, like a roadmap for a trip. Okay, you can assume it like this. And they basically roadmaps for a trip. They basically tell you which way to go and where to stop. Okay, kind of that. So in case of software, these project management methodologies help us to plan the project. Okay, and decide how to work together efficiently. Okay, you can see some project management, that is PM methods, like Agile, Scrum, Waterfall. Okay, Kanban board. Okay, you can see some images on the right hand side. Okay, these are some methodologies that helps. Okay, if I tell you about Scrum, okay, for let's take an example of Scrum. Okay, how many of you have idea about Scrum? What is an Scrum? How things work in Scrum? No, no idea. Okay, for example, I'll tell you. Let's say we are building an app. Okay, suppose we are building an app. Okay, now in this particular app, there are many changes. There are many features. Let's suppose there are 50 features in this particular app that we are building. Okay, now you have a team of 5 members. Okay, so you were told that you have 1 year to build this complete project. Okay, an app of 50 features. Okay, now the project managers, there are project managers. So there are many terms. So there are many terms that help project management or a project manager to work with. Okay, in case of Scrum, there is a continuous planning that involves. Okay, there is not continuous planning, continuous meetups. Okay, for example, I'll take my experience into consideration. Okay, there is a concept of sprints. Okay, for example, we meet after every 2 weeks in a sprint. Okay, there is a 2 week sprint. Then again, the time can be decided by the product owners or maybe the product managers on that site. Okay, let's say after every 2 weeks, we meet over a call. We meet, and the complete team meets, and we understand what are the goals that we have achieved, what are how many features we have developed as a team. Okay, on the regular basis we will have meets as well. Okay, in a week we will have 2 3 meets, and we try to understand. We have a Kanban board. Okay, where we have tickets. Okay, we have our task divided into subtasks, or maybe epics, or maybe stories. Okay, and we have in the form of tickets. Okay, there are 4 sections in the tickets as well. Okay, every task, like for example, I'm developing a particular feature, so my that name of the feature and its description, everything about that feature will be mentioned on a ticket. Ticket is nothing but, you can see on the right hand side, in the bottom. Ticket is nothing but, you can say, a slip that you have to carry throughout the sprint. Okay, and that you have to complete throughout the sprint. Correct. So we need to regularly give update on the ticket when we meet on the stand-ups. Okay, there is a concept of stand-ups as well. Okay, so yeah, these are the few things that we need to take care. Okay, that we do in case of Scrum, Agile methods. Okay, cool guys. So yeah, these were the things that how we plan to do things, how we plan to complete a project is what differs, and is what used by the product managers to like take the complete track, okay, of the complete development and delivery side. Okay, cool. Now, project managers, if you project managers are like captains of a ship. Okay, they steer the ship. Okay, they make sure that everyone knows their job and keep an eye on the weather as well. Okay, eye on the weather means they make sure that they already know that, okay, what is going to happen and at which time. Okay, and for example you can say that, so they try to, like, let's say for example, there are 5 people working in a team. Okay, 2 people have their personal problems, they were fall sick, they couldn't meet their requirements, they couldn't complete their tickets. Okay, so the weather seems to be bad for the team. Correct. So the product manager role comes into the picture. They regularly check, regularly connect with them, make sure that they pull some easier tickets in the back, from the backlog, or they can put the tickets in the backlog for their particular sprint, or they make sure that the next sprint, they don't have that particular loads. Okay, there are some kind of story points for each ticket as well. Okay, so these are the methods that product managers, and these are the things that product managers take care of. Okay, now, in case of software, product manager keep the complete idea on the project, that the project is on track. Okay, whatever be the case, whatever be the situation, the project should be on track. That's the ultimate aim of product managers. Okay, now, if you talk about communication and collaboration within the team, collaboration are like teamwork in a sport. Okay, whatever sport do you play, okay, or you have played with. Okay, these terms are related, you can understand from that. Okay, for example, you pass the ball. Okay, you call out plays. Okay, and everyone knows their role. Okay, in software, good communication and teamwork helps the team work together smoothly. Correct. For example, if you consider data science. Okay, data science as a team, we basically work on the data team works on the uh, different aspects of data cleaning and data pre-processing. Okay, once the data is been cleaned and is ready to be passed to the further machine learning team, or maybe the model development team. Okay, it is passed on. Okay, then the machine learning team, okay, passes the model. Once the model, they train the model, they test the model, they find the accuracy, all those things they find, and they fine tune the model as well after the testing. So all those things they have done, they pass the model to the deployment team, maybe on the AWS server or Azure, whatever server they are using. They pass it to the deployment team. Once they have passed it to the deployment team make the software application, whatever it is, live. okay, so that the users can access it now. Okay, so this is a teamwork that has taken a shape of a complete project end to end, delivery of a complete project from end to end. Cool, guys. Okay. So in this manner, a particular software in this manner, a particular data science project can be completed. So setting realistic project timelines is like estimating how long a road trip will take. Okay, let's say you are going for a road trip. Okay, but you have to make sure that okay, I will travel 3 day on. We will travel for 1 day, then we'll have a 2 day stay, then we'll come back on another day. Okay, so it will be a total 4 day trip. So in software, we want to set reasonable deadlines. Okay, and that's where the use of the product management strategies and their methods comes in, and their experience comes into the picture. Okay, they try to help us in set a particular deadlines in a particular way. Correct. So it basically helps the stakeholders to to understand, okay, yeah, these are the ways by this time we will get the everything we'll get everything. Okay, so this helps them to understand these things. Cool, guys. Yeah, now let's move on to this last topic, last part, that is managing scope. Okay, is like deciding uh what's included in a pizza deal. Okay, if you have ordered a pizza, okay, with just cheese, okay, and then ask for extra toppings, okay, it might take longer to make and cost more. Correct. So in there is the same case in the software as well. We want to be clear about what's a part of the project and what's not, to avoid, okay, what's not. Okay, it's better to avoid surprises. Okay, and it's better to like avoid the last moment delays and last moment changes. Okay, so that's why this complete uh, pipeline or this complete software development strategies are there. Okay, cool, guys. So that's how things work in this scope there. Okay, so yeah, that was mostly all